Welcome to the Chamber Chat, your source for everything Danville and business topics that matter to you. We hope you enjoy the show. Chamber Chat. Chamber Chat.
Welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Kelly.
I'm Jocelyn.
And we have our special guest, Helee Atkins. All right. So today we are talking something not so fun, but we are. And so I might say that this might be a bit of a cackle fest. So just fair warning. We're starting to talk insurance. Now, Haley's also on the board, so we'll talk chamber too. So Helee, tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are and what you do and the road that got you here.
The road that got me here. All right. Well, I said my name is Helee. If you ever see it in writing, it is spelled uniquely. It's Helee, which is unusual.
Took me forever.
Grandmother's Helen and Lee put it together. So I'm Helee Atkins. And I own Atkins Consulting. So I'm an insurance broker. I'll tell you what I do, and then I'll tell you how I got there. I focus, especially this time of year, on Medicare. Right? Do I talk in there? Do I talk to you?
We talk to each other.
We talk to each other.
We talk to each other.
Because I've done some TV stuff too, so I feel like, we're
talk wherever you want.
Live from the Danville Chamber.
So, with Medicare this time of year, but then I also do under 65. I don't do the marketplace, but then I do vision, dental, life insurance, travel insurance, because that's important too, to make sure all things go well. If you're on vacation, something would happen. And then I'll get into annuities later on, but that's my focus. I own my own company.
So you didn't start in Medicare. You didn't start with health insurance.
I did not.
What got you there, Helee?
Well, what got me there? So I'm really thankful. I think the steps that I've taken to get where I am is what has made me successful, because I just don't deal with insurance. I was in the medical industry for several years. I was ascribed to a surgeon. And so knowing how to do a prior authorization with medical insurance, understanding drug input, what's generic, what's brand, what's covered, what you have to do in order to get something's covered when they say they're not covered. That was really helpful, having the medical experience. And then after that, I worked for Senior Services, Hendricks County Senior Services. I was a nonprofit fundraiser. And so when I look at how that helped me, is there are so many amazing resources in our county, of course, HCSS being one of them. And so when I sit down with someone, I can also say, when they tell me their story, because when you sit down, we're having an intimate conversation, and it's great to be able to have the resources that we have offered in the community. But what got me here with that is my mother-in-law owned the Mug and Bun. I don't know if I've ever told you that.
I didn't know that.
I love Mug and Bun. Right. Amazing.
I didn't know that.
She did. And so, to be honest, I'll just tell you a personal thing is her husband set their annuities up to end for them to pass at 80 years old. Like, literally. So he died at 80. But she lived till she was 87. And she came to me one day. She's like, I'm looking over this. And I just, she had a plan that was pretty expensive. And she said, I just don't know if I can afford this. I need to look at that. And I had taken over her finances and her healthcare at that point. And so I was like, sure, no problem, as her primary caregiver. So I'm on there. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can. And I was like, oh, no. And so I started looking at what Medicare was, and it was much more complex. It's not just, something that's easy that you look at, and there's so many choices, and it's overwhelming for most people. So I just kept digging to try to be the best caregiver that I could be for her. And I spent that year trying to figure it out. I found someone on the north side that I really enjoyed, but he was on the north side. So when he came, he had helped us walk through some things, and then he helped with another family member. And he's like, you'd be really good at this. Because I was like, don't tell me. This is what I picked for this person, with all the research. And then I just felt like there was a need in our community for someone to help people walk through the Medicare journey, because it's a lot. And when you're retiring, you can have Medicare at 65, but a lot of people won't start until 67 or later. So whether you're having a magical birthday, I call it magical birthday, or you are just retiring later on, there's so many things that go on with that. When do you want to take your Social Security? All of these conversations that we have. And so I absolutely love it. So I'm thankful for the road that led me here to have my own office. I do miss working with people, but I get to spend time with people like you. And that's why the chamber is so important to me too, to have those connections. But yeah, so that's how I became a broker.
So there is a window, correct, for Medicare?
Yes. Well, there are several windows, but yes.
There are several windows.
Mhm.
Okay, one window just closed, correct?
Yes.
When is the next window open?
So we just finished AEP, or annual enrollment period. That was October 15th to December 7th.
Okay.
And then now we start OEP, January through March. There's some details that I'm actually not allowed to share, but some people can reach out to me and we can see if there's something I could do to help them. That's all I can say during that time. But also it's a time for those that just decide, you know what, I think I'm going to continue working, but I would like to go ahead and go on Medicare. You can't just do that whenever you want to kind of prepare for the next steps. You actually can only enroll or apply for maybe your B during January, February, March, and then make those decisions later. So you think you can just do Medicare whenever you want, but there are so many nuances and rules that go with that. So
I grew up with a father in insurance, so I find it very weird that, there's a window, you got to fit with this in this window. And, oh, by the way, life happens in windows. And so I find it always very weird. But you also do under 65 as well. So tell us a little bit about that insurance, what you do.
So the under 65 that I do, and I work with a few companies, but it's out of the box for under 65. People have to be healthy. So when we look at when ACA, Marketplace, Obamacare, whatever you want to call it, came into place, the exciting thing about that, and it still is this way, there is no medical underwriting. You cannot be denied for the Marketplace. So that's important to know. That still exists. You can't be denied. But there are some things that have risen cost or whatever reason that people don't want to be on. They choose not to be on the Marketplace. So people are looking, what are the other options? And so there's an under 65 plans that I do that you do have to pass medical underwriting. For those of us old enough, we remember when that happened. You probably don't, right? But that you have to pass that medical underwriting, and then they're not going to cover pre-existing. But it's some great coverage, and if you can pass the medical underwriting, it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to talk my husband into taking me to Italy. You do travel insurance too, correct?
I do.
All right, tell us a little bit about that.
Sounds amazing. That's on the bucket list for sure.
That is like one of the countries that I've not been to that I still want to hit.
Absolutely.
I've not been to Alaska. Alaska and Italy are my two.
Okay.
It's the only state I've not been to, and Italy's about the only country I've not been to. So, I've not been to Asia. I've not been to Asia, but that's not at the top of my list. Italy is. So
absolutely.
Okay, sorry.
Top of my list. No, I love it. Where do you want to go?
Going anywhere, everywhere. I want to go everywhere. I don't have one.
You have a lot of time to do it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
She's young.
Yes. So here's what happened with travel insurance. So when you're on Medicare, we have what's called an ICD-10, and that's a medical coding system that says this is your diagnosis, this is what it means, or what have you. And that anything has to be billed that way for the insurance company to cover it. So there's this whole thing like, oh yeah, I'm covered if I go out of the country. Yeah, you're on Medicare, which is in the United States. There's some nuances that things are covered, which I won't go over. But most of the time, it's just not covered in other countries, not other states, in other countries. And so I was sitting there talking to a client, and they were telling me how they were going to take this great trip. And I'm like, woohoo! I was like, I love hearing about people's travels. It's amazing. Like, you're going to tell me all about it. And so they're telling me, and I was like, and so you need to call, I'll find someone for you to call for travel insurance. I was like, you know what? Starting tomorrow, I will be selling travel insurance, because that's silly to outsource that when that's something that I can do. And it helps me have a relationship with my clients. I want to hear about their travels and what they're doing. And so, okay, you talked about how this is one that is an exciting topic, right? But here's the things in insurance that this is not exciting, that I get to talk about people, and it can be sad because I'm like, listen, when we get to a certain age, we don't care about insuring the suitcases, right? We can get new clothes. I can get a new curling iron. And even though I may love my favorite black pair of shoes, they can be replaced. When we talk about travel insurance, what's really important is if something happens to you, you want to get back to the care that you're used to. God forbid that someone passed when they're on a trip, but that happens. You want to get the body back. And then if someone has an imminent situation, that insurance will fly their loved ones to them to say goodbye.
Oh,
I know, right? And this is why you should have travel insurance. Isn't that?
This
I
is
know.
why. That's all you need to know.
I know. So we don't worry about our favorite shoes or our favorite swimsuit. We care about what happens. And that happens. People do pass away. People get, I mean, it's different if you break a leg and that needs stabilized. But
Yeah.
we're talking about some of those instances. And I mean, let's face it, when you're getting ready to retire, what do most people want to do?
Yeah.
Right? So you're traveling. So let's make sure people are covered. I mean, and I get my own insurance. I went on a cruise and paid $450 for us both to whatever, but that way my body would make it back. God forbid, you know, I know. But it's true. I mean, it's really true. We have to think about those things because it is what it is. And if we don't talk about those things, people don't know. So maybe now, you know, however many people watch this, now you now know. Get travel insurance.
so Chris
Get
calls
your
his
body
cousins
back.
and makes a plan to have me whacked while I'm in Italy.
Yeah.
He can get me back.
That is correct.
All right,
That is
Chris,
correct.
take me to the lead.
Please.
All right.
Just enjoy the wine and the bread.
Yeah.
Food. Give me pasta.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm all for it. Okay. So Helee is a member of our board.
Yeah.
And our vice president. So she's our boss number 2. So Jocelyn had some questions about the chamber.
Yeah. So let's just talk chamber, all things.
Okay.
First of all, why did you join the chamber? When did you join the chamber?
Well, I have been in business now 2 years. So
Mhm.
Adkins Consulting, this was the first chamber that I joined, and that was
Woo!
intentional. This is the very first one. But where I worked at previously,
Yes.
HCSS was a member, and so I was able to go to all the chambers in the county
Mhm.
and enjoy all of those and get the benefit from those. So I was already familiar with it, but it was definitely an easy transition and a good choice. I knew this was the first chamber that I was going to join.
Why was it an easy decision to join our chamber specifically and then the rest as well?
Well, I really, first of all, I was raised in Avon. I'm an Avon graduate, but now I live in Danville. I love Danville. I love my town. And that is just carried in so well into the chamber. You both do a great job in bringing in, you know, new businesses and new people, but being at a chamber meeting, the networking is very valuable to me as a chamber member. I feel like I get to build a relationship with the people that come.
Right.
And I know we refer well to each other. It's really nice to not have that referral source again, but also you know who you're referring to because we get to know each other on a more intimate level where we know what they do, like how many kids they have and all of those things. And so I appreciate the value of the networking and having the relationships and also the speakers that come. There are quality presenters that come, and I just it's my favorite chamber.
Okay. What is your favorite event that we do?
It have to
Chamber
be
event.
Winterland.
Oh, that's an interesting
I love
answer.
that.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's just I love volunteering for that. It is, I mean, so on a business side, I really appreciate that we're allowed to pass out things, right?
Yes.
So I passed out my business cards with the brochures. But that's not the main reason that I do it. It is such a joyful, bless you. It is such a joyful time. People are happy during Christmas time. And we get to me, I also love the partnership with the chamber and the parks. And that's another thing I love about our chamber is the partnerships that we create. You do a really good job in working well with others. We'll just say that. And so to me, that says a lot too about our community and our chamber. But so I volunteered to do the chamber, and we have, you know, there's some other small businesses and a nonprofit. I did it with Gina, who's a chamber member, and Jennifer, who's a chamber member, and then I invited a rogue friend, another Jennifer, who thought, man, this is just really awesome, and so it was just enjoyable. It's well organized, it's well set up, and I really appreciate that we do that. It's very community minded.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good answer. Do you have any questions?
So when you're talking about networking and we talk about, you know, chamber in general, if you had someone who asked you, well, why should I join the chamber? What would you tell them? I mean, what would you say? Why join the chamber?
I believe that and we all have different backgrounds, right? Are we a small business? Are we a large business? Are we new to town? Have we been here forever? I still think there's something to be said about camaraderie and not feeling alone, and just the way that you promote our businesses. And I know there have been times when I've called you and I have said, hey, this is what I'm looking for this, or I'm looking for someone. And you not only know just our people, but you are looking at things on the horizon of, what, I can't, and she knows how to keep a secret. There are details that you can't share, right?
Yep.
A business is coming into town or whatever that we can talk here.
Yep.
And, or here. So
Yep.
I'm not here, the little things, but I really appreciate just the inside information on the potential for that. I would love to have my business in Danville, but I have to be cautious because I have some people on walk. When you work with Medicare, I deal with a lot of the ages where I have to make sure that it's friendly for a walker or a wheelchair or whatever. And so that, and I know you always have your eye out for me, but I think it is just the benefit of having the cut here. Hang on, benefit of having the the support of all that you provide. And as a small business, it is a way for me to also continue to be encouraged to get out of the office and those different things, because I do believe there's value in being together. So for our introverts that have a hard time, and I have recruited a couple of introverts to come, and it takes them a little while to get whatever, because sometimes getting together and being that's you're like, that's not my jam. But there is, even this morning we had Members and Mugs, is that what we call it, right? Members and Mugs. And I really enjoyed that event as well. But one of my little introvert friends was there, and I just see her relaxing and having a good time and building those relationships. So there are more intimate times where you can talk too, but you can do it at your own pace. And I think it's valuable. It's very valuable.
Great. Yeah. All right. Jocelyn, last question.
Okay, one piece of business advice, life advice, quote that you live by and you would like to share with others.
So many. I would say, so in the book of Jude, in the Bible, 1:22, and the King James Version, it says something different. That's what I was raised on or whatever. So it looks different in different versions. But in the King James, it says, and of some have compassion, making a difference. And that is what I want to do. I want to, day by day, make a difference in the lives of people and have that compassion. And I think that's just really important to me. And so when I am doing anything that I do, but even with insurance, there are a lot of tears in my office. I have a lot of widows is something that is a special blessing to my heart, where they'll say, my husband always made these decisions. Here, you just pick for me. It's like, no, let's empower you to do that. And so it goes into my business. It's like that I want to have compassion to make a difference in their lives, whether it be through my faith, through just walking them through insurance, which sounds like it's insurance. I mean, how exciting can it be? But honestly, it's important that people make the right decisions, and I want to help them do that. And I want to have compassion while doing that, whether maybe they don't have computer literacy and I have to help them go that extra mile. It's like, we can do it. But we want to, just to have compassion.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I love that.
I love that. And I feel like you do pour into people.
Oh my gosh.
You
so
really
much.
do. Probably.
It's so.
Yes.
Yeah. We see it.
You definitely live your life like that. So,
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming, Helee.
Yes,
My pleasure.
it's fun.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll have Nic on in just a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. We are excited to bring in a special guest today. Nic is actually one of our board members, and so we decided to start bringing in guests to introduce our podcast, and we're starting with our board members because we feel like you guys might like us a little.
Absolutely. I appreciate the invite.
All right. Nic, tell us who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So like Kelly said, my name is Nic Easton. I live here in Hendricks County. I have two boys, a sophomore and an 8th grader. Been with Hometown Insurance now for 4 years, which is an extremely quick 4 years. I've been in the insurance field for 9 years in totality. Went to Ben Davis for high school, Ball State for college, lived in Hendricks County ever since then. And And yeah, Hometown Insurance, we've got 3 offices, one in Danville, one in Brownsburg, and one in Scienceville. I would say I affiliate most between the Danville and the Brownsburg locations, though.
All right. So I'm a little biased
I believe that.
because my dad used to own Hometown Insurance.
That is what I've heard. It's been great.
Yeah, he's now fully retired and really enjoying not going into the office.
Sure.
Although, let's be honest, he didn't really go into the office when he did own it. He went in the morning and then went and played golf. Do you do that?
There are certain days where there are golf obligations and networking items and prospecting and different things of that nature that, yes, I will partake in if need be.
He would always say he was going to survey some property.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Survey some property in the afternoon.
Love
Yeah.
it.
So let's talk insurance first.
Okay.
So what kind of insurance do you do?
So Hometown Insurance and really myself, we do personal insurance, which is your home, auto, personal umbrella. We do commercial insurance, which is, I would say, one of my more specialty items. Everything from again, property insurance, the auto insurance, workers' compensation insurance, commercial umbrellas, general liability, and then all the way to life insurance as well. So
Okay.
kind of a full conglomerate of. I do tell people a lot of if there is an insurance need, Hometown Insurance probably has an avenue for you.
All right. So Jocelyn's really excited because we just briefly spoke before we went on air.
And I know nothing.
And Jocelyn knows nothing. So Jocelyn, ask your questions of what you need to know. You think?
Well, my first question was, when do I have to come find you?
Everybody, I would say that answer varies. Hopefully not right after an accident. But I would say usually it's around that. Again, everybody's completely different. When you're 18, when you're 26, anywhere in between there, literally all facets of life. Insurance is a necessity for every single person should have, and to usually review every year, every couple of years is my thought.
When you say review, explain that to
Sure.
me. What do you mean?
So usually once you get the insurance policy, it's usually for a 6-month or a 12-month term policy. If that's for an auto, if that's a renter's policy, if you're renting a condominium, if you're renting a house, or if you own a house, again, we usually set it out for a 6 or a 12-month policy term. And then once that policy term starts to come to fruition, maybe 30 or 60 days prior to that expiration date is usually when we'll look at it again for you for the review for the next term.
So then, if I got a ticket
Okay.
within that 12-month range,
Yeah.
is that okay, now, Jocelyn, we're going to start charging you more because you're unsafe?
I would say it's just definitely a risk evaluation item. Again, there are actuarials between every insurance carrier.
Gotcha.
The guys and gals that make the big bucks that run the math figures in the background, showing, hey, this person is less risky or more risky, or
Gotcha.
so everybody's insurance rates are always going to be just a little bit different. A lot of people ask me, hey, if I have this car and I'm this age, what's my rate? That sounds like a decent question to ask. It is so tough to put a number on that exact number, though.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, that's all my questions, really.
So commercial insurance,
Okay.
because I feel like that's one of your big focuses yourself.
Yeah.
The agency, full spectrum.
Sure.
However, so how often should a company or business really reevaluate their policy, go out and get some quotes? How often should someone do that?
I would say as far as the quoting process and when you should go get the quotes, the nice part with Hometown Insurance is that we are an independent brokerage company, meaning we're not a direct captive carrier. So we do have access to 12 to 14 direct contracted carriers. So the quoting timeline, I would say at least every 2 years. You can do it every single year. That's not a problem for anybody. But definitely every couple, 2 or 3 years, we're going to be in correspondence throughout the year, obviously being your agent, and any changes or any vehicle additions or subtractions or employee additions, subtractions. But yeah, I think it's a conversation of, hey, Nick, we got with XYZ carrier 2 years ago. They bumped me a little bit this year. Might have been due to some driving activity. Might have been due to, other items of that nature. And, if they say, hey, can we just reshop the market? That's not a big deal. Yeah, we can take it to, another 4 or 5 of our direct contracted carriers and take it there. And if we need to make a move, we can make a move. Our goal is, though, to hopefully keep you with hometown insurance for as long as we possibly can and for a lifetime client.
So we're going to switch gears.
Okay.
We're going to talk chamber.
That's why I was going to vote. I really was going to vote that. I just didn't want to change the conversation. I don't know what
You want to talk insurance all day?
Yeah, I was like, hold on.
So exciting.
Jocelyn is very bored. Okay, so I will embarrass you a bit. So
Okay.
I always say that Nick is
God.
one of the best recruiting tools we have for single women in our chamber. All right.
All right, here we
Yep,
go.
here we go.
Yeah.
But, so Nick, tell us why you think it's important to belong to our chamber.
I think it's specifically the Danville Chamber. I'm an affiliate of the other Hendricks County chambers as well. I listened to your guys' first podcast. They are good chambers. I have nothing poorly to say about the other chambers. Danville is I would say smallest, but maybe the mightiest, if you will. Our board is one of the strongest boards in Hendricks County. I fully stand by that. We have people from all over, different dynamics that are on our board. And if you're not on our board, there's still a lot of contribution that our members do. And so again, I may be biased, but I mean, the more active you get into a chamber, the more you're going to get out of it. I know personally, I've had a lot of success with it. So I would highly recommend. If that's Danville's chamber, that would be great. If it's another Hendricks County chamber, I would just highly recommend that you explore it and see what you can get out of it.
Agreed.
How do you I feel like you just capitalize so well on everything we offer. What specific things do you take advantage of, and how do you choose to do that? Does that make sense?
I take advantage of Kelly a lot. If I'm allowed to say that.
Not in the way you're thinking, people.
She will validate that. I don't have a problem with shooting Kelly a text and say, hey, I saw this person at this last chamber event. Can you give me a quick intro? Can you give me a cell phone number? Can you shoot them a text and say, hey, I'm going to send Nick your contact information. He's with Hometown Insurance. He's going to reach out. He's one of our chamber board members. And so I would think that. I mean, it's something that a lot of the chambers will offer and say that they offer and say that they'll do for you and things of that nature. But I'll say accolades to you, Kelly. You really do come through whenever somebody needs something done for the need of the chamber and a networking item and things like that. That would be my number one thing. Utilize the heck out of Kelly and the other board members.
I think connecting is one of my favorite things as the chamber director, is to be able to connect businesses with other businesses. Hey, I need this. Who do you recommend? And I love recommending our members. And I think you by far have taken advantage of that, probably more so than almost any other member that we have. But I think that it's worked very well for you.
Sure. Agreed.
Worked very well for you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite event or thing? What is your favorite thing, outside
Chamber event?
Yeah.
Favorite chamber event.
Chamber event. Chamber. Us.
I know. I love it. There's so many. Obviously, our golf outing. Every single, just your normal luncheons. I mean, I get something out of almost every single luncheon that we do. Everything that we do in the square, everything that we do in the park. Winterland, I've already volunteered at Winterland twice this year with our team at Hometown, and it has been great. I mean, it's just different things that aren't huge, costly items that you can get involved with throughout the chamber that you can get a lot out of it for your business and for yourself.
We added the combined lunches with Avon this year. What's your feedback on those?
I think that those are great as well. What have we had? 2, 3?
We've had 4 this year.
Is it 4 already? Okay, yes.
Yeah.
It was the full year we did. Okay, wow. Tom is amazing over there, the director of the Avon Chamber. Got a lot of great things to say about Tom. The way he handles the Avon Chamber is, to me, really coincides with the way that we do the Danville Chamber. In my eyes, there's a lot of involvement. There's a lot of wants for people to go to those events, to be involved with the luncheons, for the speakers that are involved. I mean, we've got some really good speakers for those events, and for Danville's individual and for Avon's individual. So I think it's been great to get involved with some of those Avon individuals as well.
Great. All right, Jocelyn, it's all you. Wrap it up. Ask your question.
Yeah. So, if you guys have been paying attention, I've been adding like a quote of the day type thing, or like a piece of advice type thing. So I had this idea that we could ask our guests their like best piece of business advice that they've ever been given, or their favorite quote ever. So, Nick,
what you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have, not to put you on the spot.
I don't necessarily live by a quote, lifelong quote or a quote of the day or anything like that. A piece of advice, especially in a small business affiliated world, that you kind of got to go fend for yourself and kind of make yourself. I mean, to me, it's a don't be scared to converse with people, and to open up to people and to say hello to people. A lot of people, ask me, how'd you, kind of like what we just talked about, how'd you get this account, or how did you meet this person? I had to go up and talk to them. I had to put the phone down, I had to put the iPad down, I had to put some of the electronics down. For some of the younger generation, and you got to sit and you got to talk to people and meet people and really engage with people and learn about them. So that would be my piece of advice.
I like actively see you doing that
Yeah.
too. Like you'll be like, hey, here's my card, give me a call, and I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Good piece of
Gotta
advice.
put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Gotta get a lot of
Gotcha.
no's to get the yeses.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
In the words of Tom Downer, be a dog.
Be a dog.
He
Love
said
that.
that, be a dog.
Tom, we will pay you for this quote.
Yeah, sorry.
Right? It costs us money with the real financials this year.
What's this line item to Tom Downer?
Right.
Be a dog. Quoted him.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Nick, thank you for coming in.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
we
having me.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
People can call the Danville, Brownsburg, or Lebanon office, or what?
Zionsville office. Yeah.
And get you. They'll connect you.
Yeah. So you can look us up on Google, Hometown Insurance. It'll take you to probably the Brownsburg one first. That number will be on there. Kelly's got my number. A lot of other people have my direct contact number, cell phone number. It'll go right here to me. Emails go to me. Text, everything. I got it here. So
All right. Thank you.
Awesome.
awesome. Thanks, guys.